Well, thank you, Ashisha, for that. To dwell more into this, let's also get in Aditya Welekar, the Senior Research Analyst with Access Securities. So, Aditya, firstly, these two factors, that is the cost overrun and also the delay in commissioning of the project, how do these things change your view on Hindalco? Firstly, and secondly, don't you think that because of the delay of commissioning of this project, the cycle, the aluminum cycle, which has been on an uptrend so far, could reverse by the time the plant actually starts its operations?
Yeah, so our view, we were expecting that the Bay Minette project will start from FY26. Of course, the news which the company has announced yesterday, the con call is slightly negative. So the stock has rightly been corrected because of that news of delay in the commissioning as well as the cost overrun. So that will remain as a kind of overhang for the stock for another 2 to 3 years as they ramp up the capex for completing that project. So the free cash flow from Novelis are expected to remain under pressure because of that higher capex intensity going ahead. But at the same time, we think that the domestic business will continue to be stable. The copper business will continue to clock in EBITDA per ton of $500 to $550 per 500 to 550 crores. And the upstream business and downstream aluminum business is also expected to remain stable as the thermal coal prices have come down. Aluminum prices have not rallied and have remained range bound in the range of $2,200 to $2,300 per ton. Despite that, the Fed is indicating softening in the second half of this fiscal. So from that perspective, the downside from the aluminum prices is limited. So the support of aluminum prices will be there. The Indian operations will be doing better. Only overhang will be because of that capex intensity at the Bay Minette project. But at the same time, they have also indicated levers at EBITDA per ton reaching to $600 per ton at Novelis. And that looks kind of achievable because as they move forward, prices will reset at a higher level for Novelis. And their recycling percentage and automotive share in the total product mix will also increase in future. So EBITDA per ton trajectory will keep on improving. Right. So that's the overview. So we don't expect a significant upside from this, but we have maintained a target price of rupees 660 per share. And we will revisit that post this con call today at Hindalco.
So you are not expecting the aluminum cycle to actually turn by the time the plant becomes operational, firstly that. And secondly, my question was because of this changes now, already the company has already increased cost by around 60%. What are the chances that this might not increase further going forward?
Management has indicated that they are 85% confident now about that this capex, which they have revised upward, will be the final one because they have done the project engineering, and they after that they have come up with a figure of this $4.1 million. So they are 85% confident that this will not escalate further. But yes, the probability is still there. But largely their equipments are in place and inflation from that is not expected. And this project will earn a higher EBITDA per ton as compared to the existing $525 per ton. This project will earn $700 plus per ton EBITDA per ton. So as and when it comes online, that will be value accretive. But at least, yeah, that is far away from now because the project will take 15 to 18 months to ramp up from the date of commissioning, that is second half of calendar year 2026.
Sure, Aditya, point taken. So what you're saying that the business fundamentals are still strong. Of course, there has been this knee-jerk reaction. Let's see whether the stock recovers or not. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us. Shifting focus to M6 now because that's the stock which is coming under pressure, very close to the lowest point of the trading session, has given up almost 3 to 4% from the highs of the day. And that's because, of course, there were a series of technical glitches that have happened.